This year, Lawrence Electric Cooperative will be celebrating its 75th anniversary. During these years, the cooperative has been important to the community, but more important, the community has been a big part of Lawrence Electric Cooperative. Commitment to the community is one of our core values. It is a part of our core statement. It is important at Lawrence Electric Cooperative. When coming up with an activity that would celebrate this anniversary and the needs within our community, 75 acts of kindness were born. I would like to thank the employees for their time and effort in volunteering to come up with ways to fund this endeavor. Sometimes you get it right. 75 acts of kindness, got it. Thank you, employees, for everything you have done.
Okay guys, we're here again for our 75 Acts committee meeting. I think on the top of your list you'll see one. The little boy's name is Elijah. The child has had this numerous surgeries, and the family's having to travel, to numerous hospitals. I think some of them are in Alabama. Basically what they're needing is probably money for travel expenses, room and board, possible food expenses as they're going back and forth to some of the treatments that the little boy's having to take. All right, everybody's good with Elijah?
Good.
I think that's a great one. We can do a lot for those folks. Let's head to accounting and see if they can help us out with the check for Elijah, and we'll head that way.
All right.
I was actually surprised because nothing like that ever happens to us. When Mr. David called and said that we had been accepted, I was really excited and amazed, and I praise the Lord for allowing us to get it because it did help us a lot. It helped with our gas money and our lodging expenses and food. He has a genetic condition called tuberous sclerosis, and he has tumors in his heart and in his brain, and it affects his whole body. We have to travel to Birmingham, Alabama for them to monitor the tumors in his brain. Typically, when we travel to Alabama, it takes about $500 to $800. Medicaid does not pay for this visit whatsoever. The office visit is around $200. Gas there and back's roughly $200, and our motel stay, depending on how many nights we have to stay, is anywhere from $200 to $300. Because it's in not a very good area, we have to stay in town, and the ones in town are more expensive than the ones on the outside of town. But that's for our safety. Normally it's a day or so, depending on what time our appointment is. This last trip we took was 5 days. We were actually in the hospital, then we came back home. A typical day with Elijah would be, in the mornings we get up, we give him his medicine. He has to have a bath every morning because his tubes come out and he's constantly has drainage from his tubes. Depending on which day it is, we go to either physical therapy, occupational, speech, or feeding. After we do that, he's pretty much wiped out for a few hours because it takes everything that he's got to actually go and do the therapies. And then we come home, he'll take a nap. About every 4 hours, we have to fill up his book bag. It'll beep and alarm us that it needs to be refilled, and we'll refill it. Then, depending on how he's doing, he may play outside for a little while. At about 9 o'clock, it's time for his medicine, and he gets to the point where he'll say, I want the bed, I want the bed. He'll tell me he wants to go to bed. He's been exhausted, and he'll go to sleep. He doesn't really sleep that well, so we're constantly up and down with him at night, fixing his tubes and putting more formula in, and then we redo the same thing the next morning, depending on therapies and doctor's visits that we have. It helped a lot, actually.